Hey guys, so here is a video showing a process of how we go from rough lumber to finished product. We're making shelves for a person. So on this one we made a template and we are going to use that template mainly because I have like 12 copies that I have to make. So it's just a little bit easier. Outlining that here on the rough slab. Then the first step that we do is we cut the slab to its final length to prevent us wasting as much wood as possible. Then once we have them cut down to their lengths, we go over to the bandsaw and we trim the edges off on the bandsaw. I love using a bandsaw because it's really easy to use on rough lumber. You don't have to worry about blades binding or anything like that. A table saw or a circular saw can be used too, but it's just a lot more blade there in between the wood and it can be a little bit rougher. So I think this is the easiest way. So there we have them trimmed down to the live edge off. And next step for these, because they had a little twist to them, they're too wide for my joiner, so I threw them up on the CNC and we're just going to flatten them on the CNC machine. So we only do one side on the CNC machine to get a nice flat reference surface, and then after that is completed on all these slabs, we can take them over to the planer because we have a 20-inch wide planer that we can run them through as well. This one had a little bit more twist we had to take off. So there we go. Now they're all flat on one side, and now we'll take these over to the planer and run these down to the planer. Now this I'm also taking down to their final thickness, which was 1.5 inches for the customer in this case. And once we get them all flat on the planer, then we'll come over to the joiner and I'll take just one edge that was ripped on the bandsaw and we will straighten that up on the joiner to give me a nice reference surface so I can take this to the table saw and then do the final edge on the table saw. So this process takes a few passes. Of course, we make sure that we have plenty of material. The final dimension on this is 11 1/4, and I think I trimmed these to 12 inches wide rough, so I have plenty to take off here and not worry about too much. So take it to the table saw, set it to our final width, double check with a tape measure, and then we just rip it to the final width on the table saw. This is on our saw stop. Excellent saw, love it. Especially for the safety features, we don't have to worry about cutting any fingers off. Last step then, we take it over to the miter station and we will cut it down to its final length. If this was going to be a bookshelf or some sort of joinery, I would probably do this with a crosscut sled on the table saw, but considering they're just shelves, it's perfectly accurate enough to be able to do this on the miter station. So now we're just cutting it down to its final length on all the pieces, and that pretty much sums it up on how we go from rough to finished product. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.